Wild game, another Horizon League game that really comes down to the final 6, 7 minutes, like most of these things do. And you got to tip your hat to Robert Morris. They made the plays. They had to fight. They took the fight to us. We were up 10, lost that lead. We only had one timeout left. We tried everything. We played a lot of guys, tried to motivate, tried to change up our defenses. That worked. But got to give Robert Morris a lot of credit. Khalil Spear was a beast. He was by far the best today, and he helped his team win this game.
What made Khalil Spear so difficult to guard?
Joe, he's getting better. He's getting better each week. We follow these guys. They're our travel partners, so we watch a lot of tape on Robert Morris. As I told you guys this week, I got a lot of respect for Andy. He's a fighter. He's going to scrape, claw, figure it out. They've invested a lot of money in their basketball program. They take their basketball serious. They've got a $65 million arena. He's taken the NCAA tournament, the NIT. He does a masterful job. So I knew going into the game this would be a typical Horizon League game because they've played better basketball. You can just see it in their team. But as far as Spear, he do a little bit of everything. He can post up, he can drive the ball. He hadn't made a three in league play. Boom, comes out, makes threes. But you got to guard him. We didn't do a real good job of that today.
Just that one possession when you guys kicked the Apuche and he wanted for the three to tie the game and it just didn't go in. Just what went wrong just in that sequence?
Well, in that sequence, it was a wide open shot. I thought we got wide open shots. Literally all night, after timeouts. We were 55th in the country in points per possession after timeouts. So our guys had been pretty attentive up to this point, in timeouts. So we got shots. Mike was wide open. Sometimes you're going to live with that, right? You're going to get the ball to one of your better players, older players, and he just missed. He was wide open.
What made their 2-3 difficult there in the first half? Seemed to really slow things down.
Honestly, Joe, I don't know because we played 80 minutes of basketball this week against all zones, so you have to give them credit. I'll have to look at it. I don't know. I don't think it was any different than any of these other zones we've seen. But the difference them down low when you try to get to the rim is they are one of the best teams in the league at blocking shots. I think they're number one in the league. So I think that bothers some of our guards as they go in there. With Spear and Mayer and those guys, they're big, and Brandon Stone, they're long and lanky. So you got to give them credit. They're playing as good as anybody in the league. This is what this league's about, you know what I mean? A low to mid-major basketball league, and it goes to the final 2 weeks. You're fighting for top four, and if you don't get that, you're fighting to host a game, and then after that, you're just trying to survive. In 2 more weeks, it's everybody's 0-0. We want to finish this thing out strong. That's the disappointing part. We got a chance today to tie a good friend of mine, Coach Peters. On that 97-98 team and fell short by one game of the school's longest record, consecutive wins. And I thought about him all day. He was a mentor of mine, and I know he'd be proud of this group, how hard they've worked and trying to change a program and trying to get more fans at games and trying to have winning seasons. And I guarantee he's up there looking down on this basketball team, and he's proud of them. And we got to bounce back. That's what life's about. When you get knocked down, you can't point the finger at people. You got to do better, and it starts with the coaches and the players. And sometimes you just lose, guys. That's the bottom line. Sometimes you get outplayed and you don't make enough shots. So I always credit the other team. I'm not going to blame our guys. You got to give the other team some credit.
Brandon Mays, I know he checked back into the game, but do you have anything?
I don't know what happened there. He got that block charge call. He avoided. He tried to avoid the defender. I thought he did in live action. He did not. The official was right. But he did. The kid did fall down before he took the hit. So it's one of those 50-50 bam-bam calls. He banged knees, and he was not the same. Shamar's not the biggest frame guy. And you start getting nicked up, and you've played so many minutes. That hurt us today down the stretch. He wasn't the same player out there today at all.